Everyone to our business meeting. It is October 28th, 2025. The time is 2:01 p.m. I'm calling this meeting to order. In attendance are Commissioners Eberline and Duncan. Commissioner Matari is on his way to another meeting. So I would ask that you join us in a moment of silence. Okay, and Mr. Mendez, would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Are there any changes to the agenda? Okay. Hearing none, public comment.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Ron Hartman for the record. I want to address items 32 through 37. They're all in regard to transit. The first one has a cash match of $124,000. I hope you'll explain if that's coming out of the money that the property taxpayers across the county pay for, or if it's some kind of grant money. Which city is involved that gets that looks like it's contributing $31,000. The next one, there's $170,000 cash match. Same thing. Are the county taxpayers funding this? Again, it's cities of $42,500. Which cities are those, or city? The next one down is for $42,500 cash match. Again, are the county property taxpayers putting that money up? Again, jurisdiction cities unidentified of $10,625. Next one down just says cost sharing of $475,000. How's that shared between who? And explanation of where that money's coming from. In which, again, which cities are involved with $118,750. Next one down is a $95,000 in-kind match. Again, are the taxpayers funding that? Is that where the $95,000 is coming from? At least here it's identified that Kootenai Health is identified for $23,750. In cash match, that's a total of $431,500 that isn't explained to the taxpayers, and another cash match of $475,000, coming to a total of $906,500 that I think the taxpayers need an explanation on.
Okay,
Thank
so
you.
I'll just let you know that those are not cash match. The first numbers are all of the ITD and the FTA grants. Actually, I think they're all ITD grants in this. So the number is the ITD number, and then cash match is the following number.
Are you trying to tell me the cash match is, where's the $124,000 coming from?
Okay, so that is the ITD grant.
That's grant money.
Yes.
Okay. So, and
then-
that's the case for the 170 is grant amount?
Correct.
And the 42 is grant money?
Yes.
And the 95?
No, not the 42, well, yes, the next on item 34, correct, yes. All those are the grant.
Grant money?
Yes.
What about the 475,000?
Yes, that's ITD grant,
That's grant? And the 95,000?
ITD grant.
Okay. Then on the other ones for is it the cities that are putting up the 31,000 and which
Correct.
cities?
Correct, they're all the cities involved. Post Falls, Dalton, Coeur d'Alene, Hayden, Hutter, all the cities that
all-
contribute.
Athol?
They don't contribute.
Well, they're a city when you say all the cities.
All the cities that
I-
contribute.
What is, all the cities is inclusive of which cities?
So I will have the department head mention that, but those are the cities I just mentioned who we have agreements with who contribute yearly.
So it's the same cities for each of these grants, the 31,000, the 42,500, the
Yes.
10,006, and the 118,750?
Correct.
It's the same cities in all of them?
Yes.
Okay. As I said, at least the last one is clear, at least that, I'm assuming Kootenai Health is the only one with the 23,750 for that one.
Yes, that's the in-kind match. So that's money Kootenai Health has already spent, and we can credit that towards operations. All these are grant amendments. They are not new grants. They're all the ones that are existing now, and the date is changing.
What would be nice to know is how much each city's contributing so that we can determine that. In the past, when it was broken out, memory recall for me, when it came to Hayden clearly wasn't contributing near as much as Post Falls or Coeur d'Alene or the other ones. It was almost like coffee money.
So you can make a public records request with that information, and that can be broken out for you.
We shouldn't have to do that. That should be explained when you're spending the money. I shouldn't have to do that.
Okay.
Thank you. That's not what I'd be calling transparent government.
Any other public comment? All right, we'll go on. Is there a motion for meeting minutes?
Yes, I'll make a motion to approve meeting minutes, items 1 through 6.
Second.
Commissioner Eberline,
Aye.
Chair Pro Tem Duncan,
Aye. All right, consent calendar.
Pardon?
Consent calendar?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent calendar, items 7 through 17.
Second.
Commissioner Eberline,
Aye.
Chair Pro Tem Duncan,
Aye. For payables, I move that we approve the payables for the week of October 20th through the 24th, 2025 in the amount of $2,133,051.31, along with jury panel payments in the amount of $6,359.58.
Second.
Commissioner Eberline,
Aye.
Chair Pro Tem Duncan,
Aye. All right, item 19, this is a financial budget. It's purchase approval for plastic sheeting with solid waste, and our director, Mr. Phillips.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. John Phillips for the record. Excuse me. Solid Waste Department requests approval to move forward with the purchase of Durascrim plastic sheeting for the landfill. This specialized material was budgeted for in FY26 and is necessary for helping with stormwater and leachate control at the landfill. Again, the department's requesting the BOCC approval for moving forward with this purchase of Durascrim plastic sheeting in the amount of $50,949.
All right, questions, motion?
I'll make a motion for the financial budget purchase approval of plastic sheeting, solid waste.
I second that approval.
Commissioner Eberline,
Aye.
Chair Pro Tem Duncan,
Aye. Item 20, letter of understanding. This is the Brine facility and sale agreement for product, and it's with the city of Coeur d'Alene and our solid waste.
Again, John Phillips for the record. Solid Waste Department, as well as other departments within Kootenai County, such as Building and Grounds, purchase brine and hot mix from the city of Coeur d'Alene each winter for de-icing roads, surfaces at our facilities. This is a budgeted expense. This year, the city is requiring the county sign a letter of understanding for the associated costs and actually how you use the facility. There's some rules. In order to be allowed to continue to use this service, we're required to sign this. Legal did take a look at the document and did find it legally sufficient for the intended purpose. We do recommend that the BOCC enter into agreement with the city to continue purchasing this product.
All right, questions, motion?
Make a motion for letter of understanding, brine facility sale agreement for product, City of Coeur d'Alene, solid waste.
I second that approval.
Commissioner Eberline,
Aye.
Chair Pro Tem Duncan,
Aye. Item 21, terminate janitorial service contract with Environmental Control LLC. Mr. Reed, please.
Good afternoon. Tom Reed, Sheriff's Office Maintenance for the record. This is a request to approve and authorize sending a 30-day termination letter to Environmental Control. It was reviewed by legal.
All right. Questions? Motion?
I'll make a motion to terminate janitorial service contract, Environmental Control LLC. Sheriff?
Second?
Commissioner Eberline?
Aye.
Chair Pro Tem Duncan?
Aye. Item 22, this is a contract for janitorial services with Vanguard Janitorial. Mr. Reed again.
Tom Reed for the record. This is a request to approve the new janitorial service agreement with Vanguard Cleaning Services. It does include the certificate prohibiting contracts with China, and it was reviewed by legal.
All right. Questions, motion?
Make a motion for contract janitorial services, Vanguard Janitorial. Sheriff?
I second that approval.
Commissioner Eberline?
Aye.
Chair Pro Tem Duncan?
Aye. Item 23, service agreement. This is a continuation with ATS Inland Northwest, Inc., and Mr. Reed again.
Tom Reed for the record again. This is a request of the continuation of the HVAC service agreement with ATS. There's no change in the yearly cost.
All right. Questions, motion?
I'll make a motion for service agreement continuation, ATS Inland Northwest, Inc. Sheriff?
I second that approval.
Commissioner Eberline?
Aye.
Chair Pro Tem Duncan?
Aye. All right. Item 24, law enforcement agreement with Hayden Lake Police Department and our Sheriff Patrol Division. Lieutenant Headland, please.
Lieutenant Eric Headland for the record. This is essentially the same agreement we had last year with Hayden Lake. For the record, not the city of Hayden, but Hayden Lake, who does have their own chief. And this is essentially a mutual aid agreement. Everything is the same in the agreement that was approved last year, except for Exhibit A, in which the deputy and detective pay rates were changed to reflect our current pay rates.
All right. Questions, motion?
I'll make a motion for law enforcement agreement, Hayden Lake Police Department, Sheriff Patrol.
Second that agreement.
Commissioner Eberline?
Aye.
Chair Pro Tem Duncan?
Aye. Item 25, this is a second addendum. It's a supplemental terms to the law enforcement agreement with the city of Hayden. And I don't know if anybody from the sheriff's office wants to handle that. I don't think Darren's on the line. Essentially, while do you want to handle that, Lieutenant?
We try to do it together.
Okay.
Team up on it. To be honest with you, I'm not sure what the addendum items were at this point.
Sorry, I'll handle it. So while we're in negotiations with a permanent contract for City of Hayden, we had a 30-day extension, and this is just a second 30-day extension for that. So questions, motion?
I'll make a motion for second addendum, supplemental terms, law enforcement agreement with City of Hayden. Sheriff?
I second that approval.
Commissioner Eberline?
Aye.
Chair Pro Tem Duncan?
Aye. Item 26, board approval request for a drone purchase for our Sheriff Patrol Unit and Lieutenant Ellis.
Thank you, Commissioners. This is a request to purchase a Skydio X10 drone. This was put into the FY26 budget. It is to be utilized for search and rescue, for crash investigations, and to document crime scenes. This replaces a drone that was damaged last year in a SWAT call. And furthermore, it is American-made, which in December they're going to be banning all Chinese-made drones, so this will be our only functional drone come December. The price came in at $33,891.47, which is about $4,757.47 above the quote we got in February. We would ask that comes from fund balance to make up the difference.
Okay. Do you have questions, Mark?
Nope.
On the drone? Okay. So with the motion, if you could include the difference from fund balance.
Pardon?
When you make the motion, include the difference coming from fund balance.
I don't know where, I don't have those numbers here.
Right, so I'll make the motion.
All right.
I move that we approve the drone purchase request with the additional funds coming out of fund balance.
Second.
Commissioner Eberline,
Aye.
Chair Pro Tem Duncan,
Aye. Thank you. Item 27, board approval request. This is the annual QLESS contract with our Sheriff Driver's License Division and Captain Deke, please.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Captain Andy Deek for the record. Before you have our annual renewal with QLESS. It's also the authorization for what money was budgeted, the $16,083.90, which covers both Coeur d'Alene and Post Falls driver's licensing.
All right, questions, motion?
I'll make a motion for a board approval request annual QLESS contract sheriff driver's license.
I second that approval.
Commissioner Eberline,
Aye.
Chair Pro Tem Duncan,
Aye. Item 28, board approval request. This is the budget for the aircraft rescue and firefighting ARFF truck lease. And Ms. Stevenson, please.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Kim Stevenson for the record. We are requesting the budget be added to our FY26 budget for our ARFF truck, as discussed with the board on August 14th when we entered into an equipment lease with Company 2 when our ARFF truck had a catastrophic failure. So we are requesting that the budget be added to the appropriate fund and also request the use of fund balance to cover the expense in a total of $24,000 for October, November, and December of 2025.
All right, thank you. Do you have any questions? So I move that we approve the request to add to the budget for the aircraft rescue and firefighting truck lease, which would be $24,000 coming from airport fund balance.
Second.
Commissioner Eberline,
Aye.
Chair Pro Tem Duncan,
Aye. Item 29, board approval request, airport laptops budget increase. Ms. Stevenson.
Kim Stevenson again for the record. The airport was granted budget of $10,000 to cover airport laptops, and originally quoted by IT that it would come in under $10,000. Then we found out that those laptops were no longer available to us, and requested that comparable ones be sourced, which they were able to do for us. However, there is an increase in price for the total of the 4 laptops of $737.28. So we are requesting the budget be put in the appropriate account for the difference. And also, per policy 930, we are requesting approval for payment of the invoice of $10,737.28 to Dell Marketing for those laptops.
All right, questions? I move that we approve the request for the airport laptops with the increase coming from their fund balance and approval to approve the invoice.
Second.
Commissioner Eberline,
Aye.
Chair Pro Tem Duncan,
Aye. Items 30 and 31 can be handled together. This is lease termination, AAL 2002-100 hangar sale with David and Linda Coppom, and ground lease, AAL 2025-1600 hangar purchase, Mazzia Aviation Partners, LLC. Ms. Stevenson.
Kim Stevenson again for the record. We are requesting lease termination for the Coppom's hangar sale to Mazzia Aviation Partners. The lot is 12,140 square feet, and the total revenue to the airport will be $3,180.68 annually.
Okay, questions, motion?
I'll make a motion for lease termination AAL 2002-100 hangar sale with David and Linda Coppom Airport. Ground lease AAL 2025-1600 hangar purchase Mazzia Aviation Partners LLC.
Second.
Commissioner Eberline,
Aye.
Chair Pro Tem Duncan,
Aye. All right, item 32, grant amendment number C2373KC02, Idaho Transportation Department in the amount of $124,000. The cash match from the jurisdictional cities is $31,000, and our transit department. Mr. Engel, please.
Yes, thank you, Commissioners. Chad Engel with the Transit Department for the record. This is an amendment to the agreement with ITD. This amendment extends the performance period only and the extension for the purchase of paratransit vehicles through September 2027. Legal has reviewed.
Okay, questions, motion? If I make a motion, would,
Items 32 through 37, I'm not going to support.
okay,
It'll
so.
be nays.
So item 37 is going to be the letter of understanding that we signed with the city of Coeur d'Alene for solid waste, and this one is for transit. So you wouldn't agree to them using the stuff for the snow plowing in the winter?
Okay, I'll go along with 37 then.
Okay. All right, so 32 through 36 can be brought back next week. And item 37 is 2025-2026. It's a letter of understanding with the City of Coeur d'Alene Streets Department and Mr. Engel.
Yes, thank you, Commissioners. Chad Engel with the Transit Department for the record. This letter of understanding is an agreement between the county and the City of Coeur d'Alene Streets Department for the purchase and use of brine during the 2025 through 2026 winter season for de-icing operations. The county has purchased brine from the city for several years. However, this is the first time the city has requested a formal agreement. Legal has reviewed this agreement.
All right, questions, motion?
Make a motion for 2025-2026, letter of understanding, City of Coeur d'Alene Streets Department Transit.
Second.
Commissioner Eberline,
Aye.
Chair Pro Tem Duncan,
Aye. Item 38, board approval request. This is a replacement of windows. It's the south elevation, the old section of the Justice Building, the west window and entrance to Courthouse, and with CNS glass. Building and Grounds, Director Voller, please.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Jeff Voller for the record. This was included in the FY26 budget, and we received a quote from CNS Glass for the replacement of windows, as you noted, in the old Justice Building on the west elevation and the south elevation of the old Justice Building, and one section of windows on the west section of the old courthouse. This was included in the FY26 budget. This is the formal request to approve that quote so we can move forward with ordering the windows. The total budget that was presented in the budget included a $12,000 allowance for drywall and painting after the windows were installed. So we are requesting that the board approve the total $75,397 to be moved into the budget from the 5-year plan line item.
All right, and let me just make sure I have the total outlined here. I think I just have the two separate ones. So Jeff, can you say that again? 75,000.
So you'd be approving the quote from CNS Glass for $68,397.
Correct.
But the total amount moving into the fund would be $75,397.
397. Okay. All right. Questions? Motion?
I'll make a motion, board approval request, replacement of windows, south elevation, old section of Justice Building, west window, entrance to Courthouse, CNS Glass, Building and Grounds.
And if I can add for the money, 75,397 to be added into the
That doesn't get included
budget.
in, if that's the way it's going to be, then it should be already noted in the bulletin over here.
It's in our backup documents, so that's totally fine. Second.
Commissioner Eberline,
Aye.
Chair Pro Tem Duncan,
Aye. Item 39, contract and notice to proceed for the modular building relocation, foundation, and site work with Stewart Contracting, Inc. and our Fairgrounds. This states that we have either Ms. Jordan or Mr. Braden here, but instead we'll have the contract.
My name's Melissa Cleveland.
Oh, if you can push your button there, just so it Perfect, thank you.
Okay, my name is Melissa Cleveland, and I'm with Belchicomber Engineers. And so Alexia couldn't be here today, so I volunteered to come. And so we're ready to sign, approve that agreement with Stewart Contracting for the site work necessary to relocate that modular building that they purchased from the city of Coeur d'Alene. And the notice to proceed, I believe, is for tomorrow. And we are having our pre-construction meeting tomorrow and getting rolling to get this thing done this fall still.
Great.
Happy days.
Yes.
Huh?
Happy days.
Thank God, yeah.
Questions, motion?
I'll make a motion for contract to proceed modular building relocation, foundation and site work, Stewart Contracting, Fairgrounds.
Second.
Commissioner Eberline?
Aye.
Chair Pro Tem Duncan?
Aye. Thank you. All right, I think items 40 through 42 can be handled together. It's all parametrics, and it's the medication reimbursement management agreement, business associate agreement, and the agreement RX Free for Me new group enrollment process, all with parametrics. And Ms. Kirkpatrick, are you on the line?
CK Kirkpatrick for the record. These are 3 agreements with our new vendor payer matrix, effective 1/1/2026. It's a pharmacy management program designed to save the employees in the county money on prescriptions and other services.
All right, any questions? Do you want me to do the combination motion for all 3?
I can do it.
Okay.
Medication reimbursement management agreement, payer matrix, human resources, that's number 40. Business associate agreement, payer matrix, human resources, that's 41. Agreement, RX Free for Me, new group enrolled process, matrix, human resources, item number 42.
I second those.
Commissioner Eberline?
Aye.
Chair Pro Tem Duncan?
Aye. Thank you. All right, item 43, board approval request. This is quarter 3 of the 2025 coronavirus state and local fiscal recovery funds, ARPA project and expenditure report with our prosecuting attorney civil division. Ms. Smith, please.
Good afternoon, Caitlin Smith for the record, and I am requesting the board's approval to submit the provided ARPA quarterly report to the Treasury. This report has been reviewed and reconciled by the auditor's office, and with this report, the county's ARPA funds are fully expended. Because we are now fully expended, Treasury will be reaching out at a time of its choosing to have us complete closeout of the grant.
Great. Questions, motion?
Make a motion for board approval request Q3 2025 coronavirus state and local fiscal recovery funds, ARPA project expenditure report, prosecuting attorney.
I second those, that approval.
Commissioner Eberline?
Yay, nay. Oops, sorry.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Chair Pro Tem Duncan?
Aye. All right, motion passes. Item 44, status update, Justice Building final update. Mr. Mendez and Mr. Voller, please.
Good afternoon, David Mendez with Turner and Townsend Heery for the record. I have given you a 4-page spreadsheet that covers these items. I'd like to go through that with you if I could. First page, top of the page is item number 1, which is the construction guaranteed maximum price that was given to us by the contractor. We entered into that contract with 2 items that are variances from that amount. So there's the construction GMP of $28,664,000. We had a change order of $74,000. The next number is a final change order. I do not have that in hand. Jeff will present that to you at a later date so that we can get that approved. I'm assuming since it's a negative number, it's still outside of my approval amount of $25,000. So we'll need to process that. The other 2 numbers are the design contingency and the construction contingency. Below that are the reconciliations on what those design contingencies and construction contingencies amounts are. At the bottom of each one of those categories is the credit, so the amount of the contingency that we did not use. That takes care of page 2 and the top of page 3. So the total, roughly $1.7 million of contingency amounts, that's the two contingencies added together. We did not use 573,205, so that's part of that 700 credit. The other part, we had allowances built into the GMP amount. There are 173,994 credit of allowances that weren't used, and that's where you get the total of 747,200 as the credit. The next categories are soft costs. If you will look at the amount paid to date, that's from the auditor's office, what we've received in billings for that. If you look at the bottom under summary, we had estimated $4,886,000 in soft costs. The actual is the second number from the right. $3,959,000 is the actual cost for a savings of $926,897. The next number is owner carried contingency. We carried $1,027,000 for owner contingency. We did not use any of that, so that's $1,027,000 that we did not spend. So the total, we do have, and Jeff, you might want to weigh in on this. If you look at the last page over on the FY26 rollover, there is $15,000 that we're carrying in amounts for FF&E that we are anticipating that are going to still be due. If you want to go.
Yeah, if I could just sidebar on that really quick, just so you know, I'm tracking 6 projects that we're still working on to complete out that building that would be considered FF&E. I think I mentioned these several weeks ago, but I'll just bring them up again for the record. The judges have requested peepholes in the back doors going into the courthouse so that they can peer in before they enter the courtroom. The cost on that will probably actually be less than about $200. It was requested we put a privacy lock on a men's bathroom because it's a little bit awkward when you walk in the way the viewing angles are. That will be about a $1,500 cost. We have a request to modify the conference rooms tables in the prosecuting attorney's office to make them a little bit more functional so that they can pull some tables in and out. To make that modification will be $1,300. We were having problems with the attorney-client speak-through in the court holds. The attorneys couldn't hear the people in custody as we're speaking through the small glass, so we're going to make a modification there of $1,700. There was a replacement desk that was damaged by the contractors. Actually, it was a subcontractor. We received a credit that Boughton has already reflected, but when we receive the replacement desk, we'll need to pay for that. So we've already received the credit. I will need to pay $1,400 for that desk when it arrives. And then we're looking at putting in some racks in an overstock storage area. In the Sally Port, there's a storage area designed that we have a bunch of overstock, so that's our extra paint, things designated for the building, and we need some storage racks for that of an estimated $1,000. So, and then there is an additional $5,000 of additional billings that David Mendez feels like they will be providing for us, so that makes up a little bit of error and omission in there. That's the $15,000 that we're rolling into the FY26 budget to cover those remaining costs.
So that remaining cost that we have is we have to process for your federal funds. We have to process certified payrolls. We have to check them with the contractor. Then we have to have that audited. And so we still have some remaining costs there. We're nearly complete. So we're like 95% complete on that operation. So the bottom line, if you'll go to the last page, under budget, we budgeted $35,607,527 for the project. Let's see. So amount paid is $33,653,485. With that $15,000 that Jeff just spoke of, we underran $2,641,857 as a total. I know that's a lot of information. I've got a lot of backup here if you have any questions, or we can go through that at a later date too if you'd like.
So essentially, the contractor said this is going to be a $35 million project, which was not including soft costs, and our entire project, construction plus soft costs, came in at $33,653,000.
Correct.
Thank you. Something went right. Something went right.
Yeah, good. It's your thunder, take it.
Thank you, guys. With that, I will call for public comment. Okay. Hearing none. 2:36, meeting adjourned.